What's going on, Sumolings? Thank you so much for joining us for another product walkthrough webinar. As you know, I am Lindsay, and today we are joined by the team over at SmartTask. SmartTask streamlines communication, information, and project management in one single platform. It is on AppSumo, starting at just $49 for a lifetime deal. Before we dive into the walkthrough, I just want to tell y'all a few quick things. The first is that if you want to tell us a little bit about your use case, why you're interested in SmartTask, you can go ahead and do that in the chat room. We'd love to hear it. The second thing is that if you have any questions about the tool, the deal, how to get set up, anything like that, go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box down below this video. We're going to circle back to those questions at the end of the walkthrough. And then the last thing is that there will be a replay of this. So if you need to step out, if you want to watch it again, you can. Hello to the people in the future. I hope it's going well. All right, that's it for me. Hi, Shamel. How are you doing?
Hi, Lindsay. Thanks for having me.
I'm very excited to have you walk through this today. I'm going to pass this over to you. Let me know when you're ready for those questions.
Sure, absolutely. So guys, SmartTask is an online productivity tool. We basically are helping you achieve the productivity levels that have not been seen before. Our goal as SmartTask is to have all of the work management tools in a single space for you to navigate with all of your information, all of your work-related items in one place. That is what our goal is. That is what we envision. We envision a 300% increase in productivity for an organization. That is what we are going towards. That is how we'll build our feature set in the future too. So with that, I will quickly share my screen and walk you through SmartTask. So I hope you're able to see my screen. Yeah, so this is a structure of SmartTask. Perfect. So this is a structure of SmartTask. We will create an organization. The organization will have like multiple groups under it. A group is like a department, and the group will be having multiple projects which are going on under it. So you may have like an operations team and multiple projects which are going on. You may have like a sales and marketing team where some campaigns are going on. Your normal inquiries are being tracked. So that is how the structure of SmartTask is being. If you look at the same structure here, we have these groups, and then we have these projects under those groups. If I click on a particular project, you'll be able to see the details of that project, all of the tasks listed out. And then if I click on a particular task, it opens it up. You can see the assignee, the start and end date you can set from here. You can also set it to repeat, by the way. So if you have like an insurance renewal, a GST filing coming up, you can set it to repeat too. You can attach files from your Dropbox, Google Drive, from your computer. You can upload. You can also share your own file, cloud file link. So a lot of time people have different cloud storages, OneDrive, and there are different storages which you can attach here. You can set priorities on a task, add karma points. Now this feature we'll look at later on, but something which is there, karma points. Then you can also add a subtask to a task. So this example of subtask. Subtask, if I click on this arrow button, will open up, and it will look like very similar to the parent task. You can also attach a contact to a task. So when I'm attaching a contact, it creates a history of our communication with that particular contact. So that a contact can be a client, vendor, or third-party collaborator. Now, information that you attach in contact is only visible to your internal team. It is not shared with the external contact. You can also set dependencies on a task. So let's say if you have a process in which you have task 2 dependent on task 1, as soon as a person completes task 1, the person doing task 2 will get an immediate notification. You can also add reminders to your task. Now, a lot of time what happens is we have a critical task. It has to be done by say 10th of October. So we just set 10th of October, we set the reminder, who it is for, and to remind only if the task is incomplete. This is one of the features that we have. The email, it sends across an email when the reminder is short. It gives you a pop-up notification on your desktop. At the same time, also gives you a mobile pop-up notification. So this is where the task name goes. This is a rich text description. You can make it bold, italics, underline, bullet point intermediate. You can see a rich text description area here. And at the same time, all of our communication can go here in the comment section. So let me just quickly show you an example of some communications which are going on. So this is like your comment feed, and then you can shift to activity feed. You can see all of the activities that have happened on a task, who changed what and when. Everything is being tracked. All right. Now the task list that you see here can be filtered in multiple ways. You can filter it by status, incomplete, completed, and all tasks. You can also filter it by some quick filters which are available. Typically what happens is, let's say if I'm working with a team, I want to see my task first. In that case, you can just click on just my task and you'll be only be seeing your tasks within the project task list. You can also filter your task by keyword, project, assignee, contact name, and task priority. The filters that you see here are at the project level. We'll look at the global level filters later on. Now, there are some red color tasks in the background. These are basically overdue tasks. So red color basically identifies an overdue task. And you can also sort your task list, say, for example, by due date and also by assignee. You can save the sorting option for your whole team if you want. Now, each project, by the way, you can also import your task list from CSV file or MS Project. You also have an option to convert your email to a task if you want. You also have a facility to export your task list as a CSV file. Now, each project has different views. So we saw the task list view. Now let's look at the board view. Typically, this is how you structure your board view. You have different stages: idea, production, in review, and approved. And these are your tasks that has to be executed across the stages. So you pass your task from one stage to another, and you just drag and drop it like this. Now I have some automation set up on in review stage. So check out what happens to the assignee and to the status when I move it to the in review stage. It changes automatically, right? You can see the status change and also the assignee. You can set some automations on your columns too. This is the board view. You also have filters here. Then you have a calendar view. In the calendar, you can move around your task if you want. You have month, week, and day view. You can drag and drop your task, change the due dates if you want. Then we have the news feed. Now this is very similar to what we do in Facebook. We post an update, right? So it's very similar. So you can see someone has posted an update saying the project is going on track. Now these updates will also reflect in the portfolio view. I'll look at a portfolio view later on, but something keep in mind. Then we also have a chat window where you can chat with your teammates. You have project level chat as well as one-to-one level chat. Then we have analytics. Now analytics is completely customizable. You can create any kind of chart you want. So if I click on the add custom chart icon here, you will be able to see there are different options. Report type, whether you want to fetch your report from tasks or whether you want to fetch your time tracking reports. So let's keep it as task for now. We'll set the chart type as bar. We have line and pie also as an option. You can set your y-axis as number of tasks. You have some options here. Let's keep it a number of tasks for now. And x-axis as assignees. Now, given the settings, we're able to see who has how many tasks within the project as of now. We can also group it, say, for example, by overdue status and see who has how many overdues. So once you create your chart, you can save it to your analytics view, and your analytics will keep on updating as you keep on working on a task list. Now, this analytics is at the project level. Let's look at how we can filter tasks across projects and how we can create custom charts in those custom views that we form. So with that, I will just click on search option here. You can see there is an advanced search button. Just click on it. It gives you a lot of filter options through which you can filter your task list. There are a lot of filter options you can see here. For now, let's filter out all of the overdue tasks across different projects. So let's set the status as incomplete, overdue is overdue, and let's search. So we're able to look at all of the overdue tasks across different projects. These are all of your overdue tasks. If I go to analytics view, your analytics view will show up all of those tasks too. Now, I have already saved this report, so you can go here and save your report. I already saved the overdue task report. You can see it here. And then you can also share this report, which you saved with your teammates if you want. And if I go to analytics, again, you can create your own custom charts within this custom views that we created in the report section. Now, that's all about general tasks and how you can execute them within SmartTask. Let's look at how you can track your inquiries within SmartTask. So I'll shift to inquiries view. So what I've done here is I have all of the tasks listed out, all of the inquiries basically. Now, if I click on a particular inquiry, you can see we are talking with Selitrepper from Amul, which is a company. I have assigned this task with one of the salesperson, set the next due date, next follow-up due date, and we have set some custom fields. You can see custom fields are basically like your customized columns here. So I've created a deal stage as well as a deal value. Now, typically, when an inquiry comes in, you have it passes from multiple sales stages. So you have the lead being qualified, whether the requirement is something that we can fulfill or not. Then it goes to a meeting. The client is convinced, you send across a proposal, either it is lost or it is won. So those are typical sales stages, but you can customize this as per your requirement because these are custom fields. You can customize this. At the same time, you also have a deal value which you can put in. So each and every client or each and every inquiry will be associated with a deal value. You will attach your contacts here. As you can see, I've attached Sally's contact here. And all of the conversation that have happened with the contact can go in the comment section. So it creates a history of our interaction in a way. Now, once you have all of your inquiries coming in, you can go into your CRM view. You can look at all of your contacts and you can sync it with MailChimp if you want. You also have an option to import your contacts from Google or CSV file. Now, if I go into analytics, now, as you saw, we have a lot of inquiries coming in with different deal stages and deal values. Now, depending on deal stage and the deal value, corresponding deal value, we calculate an estimated sales. So you can see that estimated sales here. And you can also look at number of inquiries that are there in different stages. You can also look at the estimated sales by different users too. And user-wise analytics, how many tasks were completed, how many deals were won by each user. You can further filter this if you want. Now, for Indian clients, you also have click to call feature. So each and every contact you attach to a task, you'll be having a button here. Just click on that button and your phone will be connected with the end client. All of the recordings that have happened will go into the activity field. All right, so that's all about CRM. Of course, you can further create custom charts within your CRM view and projects. You can see deal value by assignee, which is a custom chart I created. So it also fetches the custom field data and creates a chart for you. All right. So that's all about the CRM. Let's talk about your projects. So let's assume we are building warehouses across the country. And this is an example of the warehouse we are building, where we have different stages: planning, design, procurement, execution, IT setup, and so on and so forth. So I've created this stages as a section in SmartTask. I created tasks under those stages. And at the end of one section, you will find a milestone. So at end of each stage, you have a milestone. So you'll be able to track exactly how you're progressing. Now, once you set this up, you also have an option. Let's say you are doing similar kind of projects again and again. You can set this as a template. Once you set it as a template, your teammates can just click on a plus button and select from your existing templates. We also have some predefined templates you can utilize. So there's some predefined templates you can check out and modify as per your requirement. Now, once you have your project set up, you can go into your timeline view. The timeline view will show you your project's timeline. You can move around your tasks if you want. You can set dependencies as you see here. You can have milestones. You can move it around. Now, once you have structured this, I will just change a little bit so you can see what happens. I can click on this auto scheduling button and automatically the whole project will be scheduled, you see. And you can then click on the show baseline button and see exactly how your project is progressing. This is your original timeline, the orange color, and then this is the current one. So you can see overdue by 6 days, overdue by 10 days. So you know exactly where delays have happened till now. Now, once you have set up your timeline and all, your project managers will update the status on the project and it will reflect in the portfolio view. So a portfolio is a grouping of similar kind of projects together. So different teams may be having different portfolios. So if I click on a particular portfolio, you'll be able to see your projects here, the statuses, whether it is off track, on track, so on and so forth. the progress of the project, how many tasks are still overdue, the last milestone you completed, your due date, predicted completion, deviance, and the owners of those projects. Now you can also create custom fields within this view too. So if I click on this project, it shows me all of the milestones, which milestones are completed, which milestones are overdue, what is the planned due date, what is the current due date, and when it was completed on, for example. This is a status update on the project. So you can also comment from here and ask what is the current status like. So this is the portfolio view where you will be able to see all of your projects in one single screen with their predicted completion dates and statuses. Now let's talk about time tracking. A lot of people out there would like to track how their resources are being utilized in the software. So here, what I've done is I've created some projects, and then each module and each task under that module will have different estimates. And then people can click on the start button, select whether it is billable or non-billable. Click on the start button, it will start tracking the time. And click on the start button, that will add up in your total time log. And so once you start logging your time, your team starts logging their time, you can go into the time tracking view. I'll just filter this out. And you'll be able to see all of the time logs by different dates. So you can see Anil logged 1 hour on a particular task. You can click on this task to open it up for more details. This is like a summary of time tracking report. And then you can go into analytics, select a project, and you'll be able to see the total estimated time, the current reported time, the total cost of the project, the billable amount to be charged to the client. You can see the rate and the cost for each resource that is getting utilized. Yeah, so this is a time tracking view. And then we also have, now by the way, the time tracking view can further, you can have further analysis by creating custom charts on the time tracking data. Now we also have an automated check-ins feature. What this does is typically we have a lot of stand-up meetings in organization, right? Every day you have a stand-up meeting, you spend about 30-40 minutes, 1 hour to discuss how we are progressing towards a set goal. But with automated check-ins, it just replaces your stand-up meetings. You don't have to waste your time. You can focus on what you're currently doing. So if I go and show you how it will look like. So this is a question I asked, and the teammates have replied back. So you can see different replies. This is like a thing that we do daily. We ask people what they are working on, and they reply back. And this is like a summarized email that gets sent to you by the end of the day. So you don't have to have status meetings. You can just set up an automated check-in, and it will give you the current report. All right, so that is the automated check-ins feature. Now we also have a video conferencing within the tool. So you can just click on this button, and then you can see the video icon here. Just click on it, start meeting. I'm not sure I'll be able to connect because I'm already connected. All right. So you can see, right? So you'll be able to see the video, and you'll be able to, have a video conferencing with your team. You can also share the link with your external party, and they will also be able to join in and communicate and collaborate with you. So that's it from my side. Now, if you have any questions, any doubts, you can ask me, and I'll be happy to answer.
Awesome. Yeah, let's go ahead and take some questions. Sumolings, you can go ahead and leave those questions in the Q&A box right now. I'm going to start from the top. Kimmy would like to know, one of the things I'd be wanting to know, and if this is not covered in the presentation, can you export a template and share it with another SmartTask user?
Well, so you can export as a CSV file. A project can be exported and then imported again. You can do that. Yes, 100%.
Awesome.
So if I will just share my screen and show you how you can import your templates.
Go for it.
So if you go to our guide and we'll go to importing tasks from CSV file. Now we have an extensive guide on how you can import. There are different options out there. And we also have a CSV template which you can utilize to import your task list back into the software.
Awesome, thank you. What is considered storage towards your limit? Do task client folders contribute to this, or is it only attachments?
So if you attach your files from Google Drive, Dropbox, or you share from Cloudlink, we do not consider into the total storage limit. If you only attach your files directly into our software from your computer, that is what is considered towards your storage limit. So in a way, if you are attaching from Google Drive, Dropbox, there is unlimited storage. You can attach as many files as you want. Yeah.
All right. I'm a bookkeeper. I have one part-time contractor working for me. Would I set up my clients as groups or projects?
Well, it depends completely on your use case. Now, if your projects are long, you are doing multiple projects for a client, in that case, I will suggest a group. But if you are only doing a single project for different kind of clients, I will suggest having a single group and having multiple projects under that group.
Great, thanks.
By the way, we have a concept of guest users. So guest users are unlimited and they are free. So you can invite as many as clients, vendors, or third-party collaborators into your project and collaborate with them to achieve those project goals.
I like it. All right. One of the most critical of the measures I use to judge productivity is how I can get data/tasks into the system, specifically via emails and web searches. Does SmartTask have these abilities? If not, is this on the roadmap? Yeah, that's the whole question.
Yeah. So basically, we have an ability to convert your emails into tasks. So each project and each user within the software has a unique email ID. You can forward your email to that unique email ID. It will convert your email to a task. Let me just show you how you can do that.
Yeah.
So if you see, we have creating tasks from an email. If you go there, each user ID, a user will have this kind of an email ID. Each project will have this kind of an project ID. So whatever emails you send across to this IDs will convert those emails to a task. So your email subject name will become task name. Your email body will become task description. And if you have added someone else, let's say your teammate in the to field, it will automatically assign that task to that person. So
Awesome.
you can convert your email to a task. Yes.
Cool. All right. Can you connect CRM with ActiveCampaign? Are there webhook possibilities?
So yeah, we have webhooks. So as soon as a contact is created in SmartTask, you can integrate that with any kind of software you have. We are also integrated with tools like Integromat, Zapier, Pabbly Connect. There are some tools we integrate with strongly. So you can also utilize those tools if you want. And if you want your own developer team to develop those integrations for you, we have dev.smarttask.io where you'll be able to find our development documents.
Cool. Thank you. Can you tag CRM contacts by campaign or by product?
Yeah, so you have those tags. You will be able to put those tags on each and every of those contacts. Yes. So let me just share it. So if you see, I've created some categories here. So you can create your own tags and tag a contact with that. So when you, let's say you're linking this up with SendFox, for example, or maybe MailChimp, all of those tags too can be exported.
Awesome. Thank you. Is there a plan to include documents or tables and forms we can have submitted from prospects/clients?
Well, as of now, we do not have a native form functionality, but we are planning one. Maybe in near future, we'll be having that too integrated within the tool, and you guys will have that feature too. But let's say you want to integrate tools like JotForm, Google Form, you can do that through Integromat Zapier integrations. Yeah.
Great. Is the video built into the app or is it just an integration?
It's a video that we have built upon an open source tool. It is our customization upon it. Yes, and we host that video conferencing tool too.
All right. We do have some questions about specific integrations. This one here is with Microsoft Teams. What can you tell us about integrations in general?
Yeah. So let me just share my screen. I will just go to smarttask.io/apps. These are some of the integrations that are currently live: Zapier, Google Drive, Dropbox, Google Sheets. Now, if you have your projects and if you have your portfolios and portfolios have multiple projects under them, you can link a portfolio with a Google Sheet. So what happens is typically your management teams may not be utilizing the software, but you can share the Google Sheet with them. It automatically gets refreshed every 1 hour with the project details, with the milestones which have been completed, what are the current overdue tasks, and what is the current due date like for the project. So yeah, you can integrate with Google Sheets. We have MailChimp integration, Google Calendar integration. So you'll be able to export all of your current tasks to your Google Calendar. And then we have Integromat integration. So you can, Integromat, Zapier, this will help you connect with other 1,000 other tools. We have forms, which you can connect with. There's some of the integrations that are currently live, and we are building upon those integrations list.
Great, thank you. Will there be a Mac native desktop client? And if so, when? And then to that end, I'd love to hear about the roadmap in general.
Sure. So, so with regards to desktop apps, if you go to our FAQ section, if you navigate to the SmartTask have a desktop app, you find your Windows application here, exe file, which you can install. With regards to Mac, there are some steps you'll have to go through, but we do also have Mac app in a way. We're also coming up with a native Mac app soon, but till then you can utilize this with a little bit steps you'll have to follow to get your desktop app in Mac. We also have mobile apps, by the way, Android app and iOS app too. Now, with regards to how we are progressing forward, you can look at updates at smarttask.io. So you'll be able to see our roadmap. So what we're considering currently, what is coming up. This is already live, by the way. We haven't updated our roadmap as of now, given the amount of requests we are getting. We're not being able to update it, but you'll be able to see what is coming later. We are working on Outlook add-in. We're working on Gmail add-in. Calendly integration is coming up. Multi-select task with shift button. We already have multi-select with control button, but shift button is also coming up. And then you have these are some updates which have happened recently. You can see this is a project budgeting, which has been released with cost and billable rates. Milestones were redesigned a little bit. Then you have the portfolio view with custom fields, your call recordings within the tool. Team workload, by the way, I forgot to share this with the audience out there. So let me just quickly cover that. So when you're working on different projects, you would like to make sure your team has a balanced workload. No one is overloaded with work, no one is underutilized. So you go to your portfolio view, you click on the portfolio view, workload view, and I'll just shift some dates. So you can see there are some mountains here, which identifies how many hours of work Kushal has, for example. And then let's assume you have this task. If I change the due dates, you can see she has 7 hours of work. If I take and add it here, you can see she is now overloaded with work. Each person in the organization can set their own capacity per day. And depending on those capacity, this charts will be generated for you. You can move around and give out some tasks to someone else in case you see Ruchi, for example, is overloaded with work. So I give some tasks to someone else in the team. And she's no longer overloaded with work. So this is a workload feature, an extensive workload that we have. Yeah.
Very cool. I like it. All right. How do roles work? For example, how do we work with collaborators who are not on our team, but are part of a specific project?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So I hope you're able to see my screen.
Yeah.
So this is a structure, right? So you have groups. Now groups can be public to the organization. It can also be private to the organization. Let's say you have 100 people in your organization and you can have 20 people in the group. The group can be made private. In that case, only those 20 people will be able to see the group details, the projects which are public within the group. Similarly, the project too can be made private or public to the group. If the project is public, all of those 20 members will be able to see that public project. If it is a private project, let's say you invited only 5 people to that project. In that case, only those 5 people will be able to see the project details and tasks. You can also further, if you have a project and it is private, only 5 people have been added to it, you can assign one of the tasks to a 6th member in the team. And that 6th member will only be able to see that task and nothing else. Now this I'm talking with respect to the core members. With respect to the guest users that are your collaborators, third-party users. In that case, you have an explicit rights for guest users, which means if you invite someone to a project, then they only can see that project, nothing else within the group, nothing else within the other groups, even if it is public. So it's an explicit right you have to give for your guests. You can also have a guest in a particular project. You can also have a guest at the task level. At the task level, the guest only sees the task and nothing else. If at the project level, he will be able to see all the project details. Now, when you create your projects, you have something called project members. And if I add someone else, I have an ability to add them as admin, edit only user, or comment only user. In case of a comment only user, that user will only be able to comment and not make any edits in the project. Yeah. So that is how the privacy levels work within SmartTask.
We're getting some great comments in the chat that I just want you to know about. Wow, the role management is fantastic. Very cool AppSumo offering. We had somebody earlier, the first comment that came in said, you and your team are amazing. Just bought another code. My use case is managing my tech blog and video channel, self-publishing books, and preparing for speaking gigs. So a whole bunch of use cases there. A bunch of people are excited about this. Yay. All right, we're going to keep moving. What if I attach a file from Microsoft OneDrive where I have unlimited storage? Does that affect my storage limit with SmartTask?
It will not. All of the cloud file links are just links. We only store those links. The files are stored somewhere else. So there is no limit to it.
Can you throw some light on email automation?
Well, we per se, we do not have email automations, but I will show you an example.
Cool.
So let me just quickly share my screen. So we handle one of our clients' Integromat account. So I'm just going to show it to you. So if you see here, there's an example of an integration we have formed for them. You receive a Facebook lead. It gets converted to a contact in SmartTask. At the same time, it also converts it to a task in SmartTask. It also sends across a customized email template to the client and also sends across an SMS. Now, a lot of time you will want to trigger some customized email whenever something happens within SmartTask. So if you see here, we have created right. So yeah, so let's say you reached a designer stage. This is an architectural firm. So when they reach a designer stage, they send across an email to the end client. So you can see tag added to task. It fetches the task contacts and then sends across an SMS and also an email. So in this way, you can create your own automations. It is pretty customizable, and whatever type of triggers and actions you want to create with SmartTask, it is quite possible through Integromat, Zapier kind of tools. Because we have those webhooks, we have those API endpoints. We also are rejigging our development documents a little bit, so you'll find more endpoints there soon.
Wonderful, thank you. Once documents are pulled into the system, are they searchable? Can I find specific words in documents and it'll return those documents in the search results?
Well, as of now, it is not as extensive. We cannot look at your documents because let's say you attach a file from Google Drive. The Google Drive has its own permissions, right? We cannot look into a Google Drive file. It's not possible for us to do that for your privacy. So yeah, but we have an extensive search. As you saw, I just showed you the advanced search through which you can filter any kind of data that you enter within SmartTask. Yeah.
Awesome. Where did you set the hourly rate for billing and how did you track time?
just share that. So first of all, you'll have to go to your time tracking icon here and activate the time tracking. So there will be a button to activate it. Just click on it to activate, and then go to the settings icon where you can set your capacity per hour, per day for each and every resource you have, their cost per hour and billing rate per hour. Once you do that, depending on the logs, you'll be able to, generate a billable amount or a cost amount for a project or for a particular activity. So now if I go into a project here, your project manager will basically set the estimates, and then people can log their times. And all of those logs will then reflect as an activity feed within your activity view. You can go into analytics view, select a project, and you'll be able to see the total estimated time for that project, the current reported time, the cost, the billable amount, and each user-wise analytics too. Now, we have extensive amount of custom charts which you can utilize. So I will just, maybe I will show you. So you can see I have created a report type time tracking. Custom chart type is bar, y-axis is logged time, x-axis is the log time date. You can see the date-wise time logs for a individual. So you can create any kind of charts you want. You can also have a productivity percentage for that employee. Now it's calculated based on the billable time by the total capacity for a particular person, a particular day. So you can also generate productivity percentage report for each and every employee in case you have time tracking enabled. Yeah.
Wonderful, thank you. We do have some questions coming in on the chat. They're talking about how SmartTask compares to other products on the market. The names that have come up are ClickUp and Agile. There have been a couple others. What can you say about how y'all stand apart from others?
So we believe every tool has its own space. They are doing their bit to solve the problem. Yeah. Our goal is to help you have all of your work management needs in one single platform. And with that goal in mind, so there are two goals here. One is to have everything within one single platform where your work management needs. The other one is to have insights into productivity. Now to achieve those goals, if you see work management, typically project management, task management tools just do that. There is no CRM added to it. We do have that CRM. When it comes to productivity, understanding, and to gain insights within your productivity, we have custom charts. You can customize and create whatever kind of analytics you want. Then for CRM, we also have call tracking. We have workload view, portfolio view. Let's say you have multiple projects going on. You have a portfolio view to see what projects, where they are currently at, what is the status is. And then you have workload view, where you'll be able to see, okay, how is your workload divided across your team to make sure everyone has a balanced workload. Then we have karma points. Now, let me preface this. Typically, what happens is in any organization, you have data points. Those data points are typically analytical. And why do I say analytics? If you utilize, say, Asana, ClickUp, you have all of those data points out there, but those are quantitative data points. What I mean by that is you have tasks. Let's say a task is stretched for 10 days. Even after doing 10 days of work, let's say the output is not as per your standard. That is a waste of time, right? And yet the ClickUps and Asanas will show you, okay, he worked for 10 days. But what about the quality part? There is no quality aspect to it, right? But with SmartTask, we have recently released a extension called Karma Points. With Karma Points, what happens is all of you, let's say there's a 10-member team. 10-member team has total 10 points. For example, you can of course change it, but let's assume each and every person has a 10 points to give to someone else within a month. So let's say I did some good work. I will get karma points from my colleagues. They will give me karma points. And depending on a performance, depending on quality, they will give me points. Now I can redeem those points as awards in our software. So that may be like a movie ticket, that may be a holiday, a lunch somewhere, coupons, codes. So yeah, all of those stuff you get with karma points. So it brings a qualitative aspect, which your HR appraisal process can also utilize.
That's awesome. Thank you. Can you please demonstrate or explain the call recording feature again? Is call recording built into the app, and how do you use it?
I will not be able to. Okay, let me try.
I know that's a weird thing to demo, but if you can talk us through it in any way, that's awesome.
Sure. Let me see if I can find it. Mm, Now, this is one of your leads. So you can see I have recorded some calls.
Oh,
So you
cool.
can play it up and you'll be able to. So there is a button. You see, this is the button. Just click on it. You'll connect your phone number with the end client. So you can do that. Now, this is currently limited to only Indian clients, but we will be soon be expanding it for all of the foreign clients through with Twilio integrations and all.
Awesome.
So you get such kind of recordings. And if I go into the CRM view, I will go into calls. I can see all of the calls that have been made. So you can see answered, not answered, how long the duration was, who called, what number, so and so forth, contacts and all. You click on that contact, open it up for more details.
Great. How does how does 100 gigabytes storage work with stacking? Is it 100 gigabytes per code or per workspace? Thanks.
Yes, so as you stack more codes, you have an ability, I guess, to increase the storage to 1 TB. But as I shared earlier, you have an ability to share files from Google Drive, Dropbox, or also your own cloud file link. In which case, it will not calculate those files towards your total limit. Those are unlimited, so you can have as many Excel files as you want.
Awesome. All right. Can emails be connected to contacts in the software?
We ourselves will like that. As of now, we don't have that feature, but maybe in future we will see that feature.
Cool.
We ourselves would like to have that for our tracking of sales.
We all want it. Can one's Outlook calendar be connected to the software calendar?
Yes. So if you go to our apps page, you'll find a Google Calendar link. Actually, that is also a Outlook calendar or a Apple Calendar link. You just paste it generates a unique URL. You keep that URL into Google Calendar or Apple Calendar or maybe Outlook Calendar. It will integrate all of those tasks within your calendar view. So you'll be able to see all of the tasks you filtered out into your calendar.
Cool. Can you use a single instance of SmartTask for more than one business, brand, or location?
Yes, you can. So basically, an email ID can have multiple organizations linked to it. So you can have as many organizations as you want. But just to share something, let's say you purchase an AppSumo code, you apply that to a particular organization only. So let's say you apply that code to a particular organization, you cannot utilize that code for another organization. But as per a concept, you can create as many organizations as you want.
Cool. The clarification question. So one code per business, question mark?
So whatever code you apply to a particular organization, you cannot utilize for another organization. Like, let me just share my screen and make it a little bit clear. So if you see, this is our demo purposes account, and you can see we have a lot of organizations for demo purposes. So you can have as many organizations as you want, but typically most of the needs of businesses would require only creating one single organization and having multiple groups under it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Maybe you mentioned this and I missed it. How do you set up recurring tasks?
Well, let me share
We
my
got a
screen.
couple task-related questions. Can you bulk transfer existing tasks from other platforms? Somebody asked about are subtasks viewable in the task list? Let's talk tasks.
Sure. Well, so let's create some task in that case. So I will just click on add task button. It will create a task for me. You just type the task name. You can also say due tomorrow. And once you do that, check out it automatically creates the tomorrow's date. So you have NLP enabled, and then you assign it to one of your teammates. If you want to add, you can see reminder also, it took automatically. So you can add your reminders through here, add reminder. And you can also create recurring tasks by putting it to repeat weekly, monthly. You also have custom repeats. So let's say you want to repeat it only 3 days, you can do that.
Great. Did you mention, can we bulk transfer existing tasks
Yes.
from another platform? Okay.
Yeah. So you have just a moment.
Yeah.
So you have an import from CSV functionality. So you can import whatever task list you downloaded from other tools like Asana, ClickUp, Write, and so on and so forth. You can import those task lists within the tool. With regards to subtasks, you just click on the more button, click on add subtask, and again start typing your task. Click on enter button, will create another task for you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And a clarification, are subtasks only viewable within the particular task, or are they viewable in the task list themselves?
Yeah. So typically, if you see a task will show whether it has subtasks or not.
Cool.
So in case it has subtasks, you'll be able to navigate and see the subtasks within that task.
Awesome. All right. So we have some people that are ambitious and hoping to grow with SmartTask. So curious about upgrades for more storage and for more users in the future.
Absolutely. You can, have 10 stacks, you get 100 users. So yeah, you can go forward with that. Now moving forward, our goal is, as I told you, to bring in the productivity insights. So our focus would be there, productivity insights. Plus our focus will be on getting you all of the tools that you require. There are a lot of requests for email sync, and we ourselves need that. So maybe that is coming up. Then there are a lot of requests for Karma dashboard. They're pretty excited about it. What all can be done with video conferencing, whether you can, audio record your message within the task itself. There are some of these things that you're currently working on. Our goal, as I shared, is to have all of your work management needs into one single platform, or to have it very much powerfully integrated or strongly integrated with other tools out there if we cannot build that.
Wonderful.
And then to help you with the productivity insights. Now that is a very critical part we are focusing on, because most of the tools out there don't do that. And I feel it's like a neglect in a way, because you cannot have only quantitative part, you also need to have a qualitative aspect to it.
A follow-up question about automations. Can you explain more about automations and what kind of automations exist? We had this one a couple times.
Yeah. So if you go back into the Kanban board, what you can do is each column will have some automation options. So click on automation here. And then if you have set up a custom field, the custom field option will be automatically selected whenever a card is moved into this particular column. At the same time, you can assign that task to a particular team member, and you can set the card status automatically. So to show you as an example, typically a review is being done by manager in the team. So when you move your task from, say, your writing is done for the content, you move it to your in review stage, it automatically assigns it to the product manager or the project manager or team manager.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have an import function so we can migrate our current projects from other platforms?
Yeah, we do have CSV import that we just saw. A more detailed view on that or guide will be available on our guide section.
Cool. This looks like a great help support site. Wondering if there is a printable user manual. I'm a little old school about liking to highlight and make notes on some parts. I like that. I like it.
So yeah, so those accessibility features need to be out there with tools, but given that we are not as matured as maybe some tools out there, maybe slowly and steadily we'll reach to that level where having the accessibility things out there are very critical.
Cool.
As of now, you can utilize some Chrome extension to export all of the pages if you want from the guide.
All right. Will there be, or is there a web extension to save websites as tasks?
So let me keep that a secret. Maybe we have something coming up.
I like the mystery. Can you create checklist templates for processes that can be reused?
Yes. So let me just share my screen. So we already have a lot of templates you can utilize. So if we go to our templates page, we have this templates out there: general, marketing, operations, projects, accounts, engineering, HR, and then there are some code related things. Now this we are collaborated with Ecolab, which is a MNC out there. So we have a lot of templates which you can download and modify as per your requirement. You can create your own templates too. So a lot of our clients are into digital marketing, IT products, or maybe they are into manufacturing. In that case, they create their own templates, digital marketing templates. Then you have account templates, CA form templates. So there are a lot of options out there you can create with SmartTask. I'll just show you one of the SEO templates we created. So this is like a digital marketing plan for Macmillan Co. You can see there is month-wise plan. Month 1, month 2, you are doing some quality audits. You're figuring out what the keywords are. Then end of the month, you have a report back to the client. In month 2, you'll be working on, say, your content strategy and so on and so forth. So you can create such kind of templates and then save it as a template. And then you just click on the plus button and go to your templates list. There are extensive templates you can save for your organization, and then you can duplicate from it.
Great, thank you. Whoa, weird when I echo. Can we create tasks from messages during a chat with teammates? I know we already saw you could do it through email. Is there a way to do it through a chat?
Well, there is a little bit demanded feature out there. We haven't been able to release it yet, but eventually you will see that feature.
Cool.
Especially within the tasks and also within the chat area, that is project chats, you'll see that feature.
What about languages? Would you consider translating SmartTask? I know you get this a lot. Your face just said, yeah. We get this all the time. Everybody does. Yeah, tell us.
Yes, so currently you can import in any language you want. So our imports are pretty much accessible for all of the clients out there. You can import in German, Spanish, French, whatever kind of language you want, you can import through that language. But when it comes to the interface, it's basically English. But those English texts are pretty much, short. I guess if people out there know a little bit English, they'll be able to figure out what to do within SmartTask. But I know there are people out there who will still like to have local languages. Maybe in future. I cannot prejudge it. It's still early for us.
All right. Will there be a Google Calendar two-way sync coming?
So we have one-way sync. I just now posted a integration with Pabli on Pabli's group. Maybe you just need to check it out. We just did a two-way sync through Pabli. So cool. Maybe you can just go to that group and check it
out. I don't understand this question, but it's the last one we got. What is your tech stack?
We utilize front-end Angular. The backend is C# Web API. We utilize Azure for our cloud needs. That's the basic stack we have.
Cool. Amazing. I knew you'd get that one better than I did. All right. Thank you so much, Sumo Links, for all of your questions and for hanging out with us today. It seems like people were really engaged throughout the webinar and are really excited about the project. We got a giant all caps sold. People seem excited. Awesome. I love to see it. All right. So Sumo Links, if you are also excited, you can go to appsumo.com/smarttask to redeem your codes. It's starting at $49 for a lifetime deal. And of course, it's backed by AppSumo's 60-day guarantee. So you can go ahead, get set up, play around with it, see how it works for you. Once you've done that, we love to hear how it's working over in the comment section. Please leave your review on the deal page. And of course, if you have any more questions, you can leave those questions on the deal page as well. I should just say, I just noticed you've gotten 48 reviews. You're at 5 tacos, which is the highest it goes. You seem proud of that, and I think you should be. This looks to be like a really great tool, and people really seem to be loving your team as well. So kudos to y'all, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Lindsay.
Good to have you. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.